Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Mark, and for this beautiful community and giving us this opportunity. So I represent Tao.AI, a career delivered platform, and our motto is if AI is taking humanity forward, Tao.AI will keep it employed. So we want to keep it keep it humble. So when we come up with this title, we said, okay, let's have a smirk at it and let's just gimmick and let's see where it goes. But a couple of years into it now, it's fascinating to see how we are justifying this particular tag, and we'll talk about it. So to give you some background, so this is Tao.AI's mandate. So we don't want to create a horse in an age of cars. So basically, and this is the background story. So I run one of the world's largest analytics club community called Analytics Club, spanned across 51 cities, 21 countries around the world. And we are always invited to conversations that talks about how technology is disrupting businesses, how government should intervene, and how they create this ecosystem. And one of the message, one of the interaction that really stuck our eyes and sort of pretty much helped us invest into this area of AI in career was this gentleman who was working with the Fortune 100 company. Chief architect, one of the architects there, got 3 years consecutively Employee of the Year award, somehow let go, and then he was looking for his next stint. So I took his resume and I forwarded to one of close friend of mine working with a unicorn startup in speech text analytics area. And the guy said, hey, this guy is obsolete. I said, what do you mean by this guy is obsolete? He's won, as per last 3 years from this company, best employee of the year, and he is a distinguished engineer. And he said, no, the technology he's working on is obsolete. And then it sparked a very sort of heavy internal debate within our team that what happened, how. And then we realized that it's not just an isolated incident. We are seeing a lot more of these conversations on people jumping out of the workforce, not able to get in because either they're obsolete or. And then we started looking back on what's going on. And then we realized that a couple of decades back, right, if we look at our career, we just get a particular job and then we pretty much will retire from it. So the job contained us for quite some time. Technology is not shifting that much. Life is good. And we have a sustainable career. Now, our jobs are having a lot more technologies in it. And technology in itself is going through its shrink when it comes to its lifespan. That means each one of us have already seen multiple iteration of technologies gone and new emerging. And as we go on, this cycle shrink. So by the time we retire, we would have seen 10, 12 of learning and then unlearning and then learning again and then unlearning in our career. And so it requires a totally different conversation. And when we talk to businesses and we started asking our people, there's not any sort of conversation around career. So if you say, hey, what you're looking for, I'm looking for this particular job, and then things fall flat. There was no conversation. So we said, okay, how we can solve this problem? So we realized that skill is one of the core differentiator that help me build me as a professional. So if I know my skills and I know everyone in this room, every skill, so I know, am I worthy to be in this room or not? And if I should have a mentor, mentee, buddy, or I should interact with any one of you who has a complementary skill than what I do. And on that principle, we said, okay, let's investigate. It's a crazy idea. People cannot catch up to coach us which all skills exist. So we need an AI. AI is a dumb algorithm that actually could help us solve this particular problem, and we were not wrong. So basically what AI could help us understand is what Tao could teach you is altering careers, helping you with the personal growth, creating advisors, and helping with the hiring practices. So we'll go to a quick demo to understand how Tao actually could function in action. And if you look at from our interface, so right now Tao has three areas of interface. So one area is people facing. So it's public facing. So it's where people sign up to build a career, to find a job. So we understand their skill and thereon make the connection. The other area is a professional, people as a professional. So I'm working within a company and I want to make sure that I'm always on the cutting edge of technology. So let's look at that. A quick demo. This guy. Let me see if I can. Okay. So if you look at this, Sarthak is one of the candidates. We mapped his skills. Based on that skill, it starts suggesting mentors and mentees. So there is a healthy dose of mentor and mentee to create a very intuitive network. And then you can say, okay, I accept this guy as my mentor, and then obviously I have to approve this request to go forward. And then you can similarly, it's provide you suggestion of buddies. If you don't like any particular buddy, you said, okay, I don't like this guy. It then hopefully give you some other suggestions. And then if you go, it also start giving you ideas on content. So it says, okay, Vishal, check out this YouTube video or check out this Coursera course based on my skill that I've registered. And then based on if I click on those skills, it's learning. So it's learning that, okay, how Vishal is doing in particular skills. And on the back end, it's also learning how a particular skill is. So if a particular skill is getting obsolete or getting outdated, Tao would warn you, saying, hey, boy, you're doing something which is not good. So Python, so one of the language, one of the skill. So it's telling you, okay, it's 14th most popular in Analytics Week. It's 29th most used in Tao Global. Here are some of the best leaders doing the skill. Here are some of the best buddies and all that. So it's giving you all that information you need to understand how cutting edge your skill is. So you actually can create right ecosystem. And this is, I think, so this would be one of the interface that you see as an employee within a company. So it shows you who are the top mentor in which particular skill, and then what are some of the top contents for those skills that you can actually connect with. What are some of the tasks and jobs that are mapped to this particular skill that's relevant to you. And one of the cool feature that we see that people used a lot was so understanding a job, right? So if I look at a job, it sort of figure out what are the previous holder of this particular job and what are the next applicants. So it says, okay, these guys have been to this job. I'm sure it looks like a James Bond, but yeah. So this guy looks like he has been to this job. So you can start connecting and networking the day you join a particular job. So that means you have started building a career within a company that on a day one. It tells you what's your people who are coming to this job are coming from these titles and they're going to these titles. So it creates a very healthy progression and sort of career map on where you could head to. So it's a very nicely AI designed sort of interface where you can learn stuff. So now get back to it. So that's where we are. We are on a very sort of a good trajectory. So we can now predict the hires. We can predict a Waze-like scenario that, hey, if you track this way, you would grow to a successful career quickly. And we can do a lot of fun stuff. We are also publishing a lot of research and to educate other sort of verticals on what are some of the cutting edge trends, skills that are emerging, and a lot of research that we'll be publishing. So with that, thank you so much for listening to the pitch, and we can have some Q&A. Yes, please.
What is the range of job titles to select from? Like I saw some examples, but I mean, what's up there?
So the question is, what all job titles we have in our database? So that particular job title is a feature for a company, for our enterprise offering. So whatever job title exists within a company, it's just that. So we just replicate the database and show it. So we don't have a public database of job titles as such. So because job title is just a misnomer, right? So there's a job tag, job ID, and those job IDs translate to something. So that's why it's very difficult to say how many titles, because many companies are right now just using software developer for a wide range of tags or titles.
But I mean, are you serving all industries? I mean, would I find art director?
So the question is, are we serving all industries? So right now, yes, the system is not sort of ciphering it on, hey, this particular. If you are a company like GE or whichever, we just the more you open to us, the more you learn. We learn and we start acting on it. Yes, please.
So the data you showed that you also see like which people were in that job and they moved to a different job description. So imagine a company is working with you. So you take the data of all the people who are working in that company and then put it in a platform. And how do you hire those the new candidates? Like, do the candidates have to sign up to your platform? Do you actively reach out to people?
So that's a very good question. So in one of the slides where we show the career progression of a candidate, so the answer is, do we hire the candidate from outside or inside? So right now it depends on the rule book of HR. So many times the platform itself will, so it just takes internal database of candidates and make it available to everyone, at which job, who is where they exist on, and it's a time series data. So if they share last 5 year of record, we just put that into the system and they start sort of mapping it from there on. And if you say, hey, I cannot find that candidate inside my company, there's a switch you could flip. It'll open it to our Tao public interface, which is a recruiting platform to begin with. So we would start recommending it in those candidates from our Tao public platform. Yes, please.
Do you track only the skills that an employee uses within the company? Talking about engineers learning Python and whatever else. If outside of work they're learning skill sets, new things they want to be involved in, etc., do you capture that as well?
That's a very good question. So do we capture the skills that are outside or inside the company? So we have Tao.AI we also have a public platform, which is the recruiting platform. And that is in a way our engine of learning. So that's where we learn the skills, the trendy stuff. And that information we share it with companies, saying, hey company, you said Python to you is 13th most popular language in Tao public or Tao global. This is the 10th most popular language skill. So we connect the two dots together. So we learn from our public sources, and then we bring it inside the companies to tell them, hey, you are actually having obsolete workforce, or you are having a very cutting edge workforce. You're doing a good job there.